Hey, Toshik89 here, and I'm back with another Pokemon Adventures Team Challenge. And this time, I chose Y, whose real name is Yvonne Gabena, who is the female protagonist of the series Pokemon X and Y, whose Z never came out. And Serena from the Pokemon anime has the same backstory as her, but definitely not Y's personality. As for X and Y manga, it's really amazing and different from all the previous mangas. It starts with the legendary Pokemon Zornias and Yelveta fighting in the freaking Vaniville town. And Y and X and the rest of the troop, the extras in the game, run for their lives, and that's how it starts. Y's mom wants her to be a Rhyhorn racer, so she does the exact opposite and aspires to become the best sky trainer ever. And X here was the champion of some PV Pokemon championship, but the media mistreated him and his Kangaskhan, and since has been becoming a recluse and not battling anyone. But Team Flare wants to use the Megastone that X has, kind of for the same plan as Cyrus, only that the Team Flare head is famous and not everyone knows he's a bad person. So the rules I'm going to follow for this challenge is that I can only use Y's manga team in battle. I cannot use any items in battle. There will be no wild Pokemon team grinding, only trainer battles and gym battles. I will catch all of Y's Pokemon in the wild as I find them. HM boys only will be used as, extra Pokemon if my immediate Pokemon cannot learn the HM moves. This challenge is kind of easy because Y's team being decent with only weaknesses towards fighting and water types, and honestly this game gives fairy types way too much boost. Plus we can have a Sylveon in the run eventually, so let's get started. We begin our adventure with getting our starter Pokemon from the rest of the troop, which we pick as Froakie and nickname it Croaky. The nicknames in this game are pretty damn spot on, I would say. But then Shauna wants to have a debut battle with us, and she has a Fennekin, which we very easily beat. Our Croaky has a bubble at this point of time, and 2 bubbles pretty much take out what the Fennekin, and we are not even gonna bat an eyelid here because of Shauna. We pretty much beat Shauna this entire game. Yeah, I know I'm amazing, Shauna. Anyway, we go to our first capture, that is Fletchling, and capture it real quickly, naming it Fletchy. This, I have to say, Y's team is very well sorted. And we do follow these 2 Pokemon throughout the journey for quite a bit till at least Silent Gym. But it's time for our first gym badge against Viola. She throws a Surge Kit at us and we throw our Fletchy because we do have the type advantage, but I want to say Fletchy for the second Pokemon, which is Vivillon. And being water plus water type, we don't face too much of a problem initially, but she kind of heal spams us all the time and we cannot use items in battle, even though it's just our first gym battle. We switch with Fletchy so that Fletchy can finish this battle a bit quicker, which Fletchy does. And now it's time for the second Pokemon, which is Vivillon, and Crocalux learns Lick, which is good for paralysis, but we keep Fletchy on. And right now it's not yet a fire type, it's purely a flying type, which is fine with us. We almost take out Vivillon using Fletchy, but we get potion spammed again, and Fletchy is just hanging by a thread, quick attacking, and unfortunately an infestation takes it out. But we still have our starter, and Croaky, even though it just started its career right here with us, happens to be an amazing starter and helps us a lot. We get our first gym badge and then proceed towards the next city, but before that we have a double battle with a Minun and Plusle from Hoenn all the way, where we are still with Croaky and Fletchy. Which this double battle is kind of risky for us because we both my Pokemon are at a disadvantage here. But Fletchy's Speed and Croaky's Persistent kind of helps us win this battle. We take out one by one Minun and then Plusle, which leads to our first evolution, and that is our starter Pokemon into Frogadier, which is awesome. And next we get into a dance off with a Terreno, And his Corphish, even though I remembered Ash's Corphish and how silly it is, I underestimated this Corphish. I just sent out my newly evolved Frogatier to battle against it, but with 2 sword strands, its attack is really high, and unfortunately he takes out my Frogatier. So but I send out Fletchy to do the finishing touches with quick attack, and Fletchy grows to level 17 with our nice footwork, which leads Fletchy to evolve into the amazing part flying, part fire type Fletchlinder and learns Ember. We finally have 3 types in our roster. I somehow lose the footage for the next 2 captures, that is Absol and Rhyhorn in the glittering cave, and Absol right outside Silage City. But we are here for our second gym badge against the rock climbing Grand with a rock type Pokemon. It opens up with Amura, which is rock and ice type. We open with our newly caught Absol called Solsol. I love Absol so much. I mean, he's an amazing Pokemon, but unfortunately we get paralyzed, and right before we thought everything was over, 2 bites out of the chunk of ice rock Pokemon, my Solsol wins against it, and now we are against Tyrant, which is part dragon and part rock, I want to say. We send Croaky with 2 water attacks, it takes it out. Grant does not look happy with me winning this gym cliff badge at this point of time. Wow, he even designed the badge according to him. Anyway, we catch an Eevee because we have to eventually evolve it into a Sylveon. This Eevee is completely like the manga. Even Vi had a very bratty Eevee who would not get captured, but finally after a lot of Pokeballs, it gets captured in the Dust Ball. I was afraid that it might not, get attracted to the darkness and become into an Umbreon because game requirements. Anyway, we head to the Tower of Mastery, where we are challenged by our friend Calum, X in this case, where we open with Fletchy, who has Aerial Ace, and he has a Meowstic. His team is kind of sometimes similar to ours, but still we are the more stronger team. As it turns out, Fletchy obviously takes that Pokemon out so easily. Next, he opens up with an Absol, and we send out a Rairai. Now, Rairai was one of the Pokemon that she gets from her mom, ideally, as a Rhyhorn trainer. But we have a lot of trouble training Rairai up till the rest of the team. Other 3 level up pretty easily, but I keep throwing poor Rairai into battles trying to level it up as much as possible. But alas, it unfortunately gets KO'd a bit more. So we send out our Absol, who's obviously the superior Absol in this game, and takes it out. I think now it's his starter. Even in the manga, X has Qualidin. Oh, I could never pronounce this. Anyway, the grass starter and its second evolution, and we take it out while I'm trying to pronounce its name. And Caleb / X loses, and we win in front of a lot of audience and people. So now, in order to prove our worth, we have to find the gym leader that just skated out of the Tower of Mastery. And here, right before the gym battle, we have a lot of trainer battles in which we it's kind of a mandatory thing against the skater chick. But that turns out to be a good thing because we are only allowed trainer battles here to level up our team. I did make the mistake of keeping the XP share on. That made my game easier. I later on realized I should have switched it off, but nonetheless it's okay. We are at a limited team with limited resources, so a little help didn't feel bad, because this guy helps my Fletchy evolve into its awesome final fire flying fighting form that is Talonflame. And just right before the gym battle, which is fighting types against Corina, and I have a Talonflame. I honestly just am not even worried because I mean, Fletchlinder was doing a great job. Talonflame does an amazing job. I barely have to do anything. I could just literally use its weakest attack and get on by, because it's so strong and so fast. I mean, Manchokes are generally known for their very strong revenges, but my Talonflame does not even give a chance. It's so super leveled up, and I thought I would have a bit of a problem with Halocha, but as it turns out, I don't. Just I mean, in total I think I used 4 to 5 attacks in this entire gym battle, and this is for the third gym badge, which is okay against a mega fighting girl who has mega evolution powers. We pretty much beat it. She should have honestly sent out her Lucario for this, which she does later on, because like all the female gym leaders in the Gen 2, she will not give me the badge instantly. But she does in this case, but she won't give the Mega Stone instantly. We have to go back to Tower of Mastery to prove our point. I am so bad at skates. I keep slipping here and there in the entire game. But we make our way to the top of the Tower of Mastery to tell Corina that, look, we did win your badge. We are worthy. Could you please give us the Mega Stone, which we unfortunately never use in this game. But still, she gives us a Mega Stone, and not only does she give us a Mega Stone, she gives us a Lucario. I always feel sad because I never get to use this Lucario. Anytime I get a free Lucario, I somehow don't end up using it. Finally, I realized Charm is a fairy type move, and that's the initial requirement for EVs to evolve into a Sylveon. Next is loving them, playing with them, and feeding them a lot of these awesome looking cakes whose name I forgot. Anyway, its stats are completely full and it's ripe for evolution. I want to say Pokepuffs. Yeah, it's called Pokepuffs. So we feed a lot of bunch of Pokepuffs to Eevee, and we send it into a battle with a random breeder. And I mean, it's kind of a nice thing. Breeders are good. So Eevee likes me a lot now, does not hate me at all. And I was mostly worried about it evolving into an Umbreon or an Espeon, because this is the first time I've tried to evolve Eevee into a Sylveon. So I had absolutely no clue which happiness would supersede in this event. Anyway, Croaky does the final touches for this battle against Tauros, and does 2 serves, and we are out of this battle. Finally, we can evolve, hopefully. But before that, guess who's also ready for evolution? It's our final form of our awesome ninja Greninja. Croaky is just amazing, and it learns Water Shook, and it's standard signature move. And Vivi also evolves thankfully into a Sylveon, clearing my doubt that no, I did love it in just the right way, and now I have an awesome killer fairy type with a cute bow, which is amazing. And we ride the monorail inside to the next part of town, where we have to win our I believe 4th gym badge, which is some sort of a grass gym badge. I have to go there and look, and I of course struggle with the skates again, and Calum again interrupts me for a battle right before a gym battle. He does this a lot in this game. Anyway, so I have to battle Calum again. He still has 3 Pokemon for some reason, his starter and an Absol and Meowstic. I do want to try Vivi out, because I recently just evolved it and I want to see what it's capable of. So it does not have any inherent or awesome fairy type moves yet, but either way we still try to level it up so that it can learn a few fairy type moves. There are unfortunately no available decent TMs until we win a gym badge against a fairy type gym, but that's later on. I ended up evolving Vivi on the basis of Charm. And then again we send Rhyhorn in hopes that it will level up, but with a light screen and Absol being decently strong, it does attack a lot. Rhyhorn did learn Bulldoze, but the flinching did not help us, so we switch out and send out our awesome Absol, Sol, who obviously is, as I mentioned before, the superior Sol, and takes it out. It's a sad thing I don't get Absolite in this game beforehand. I honestly did want to see its Mega Evolution, and the Pokemon whose name I cannot pronounce, and before I pronounce it, Fletchy takes it out as usual. I do love Fletchy's ability, Flame Body. It does such well damage, and just it's such an amazing bonus for such an awesome Pokemon. Talonflame does save my ass a lot. Next, finally, we can head towards our 4th gym leader. We are not worried because again Talonflame is the boss of the Carmine City gym, it being a gardener's gym. I have no idea what his name is. this oh yeah, Ramos. Okay, so Ramos the gardener is the gym leader for some reason with a grass type gym right after a fighting titan. So my Talonflame is just completely happy here. Yes, and we open up with it, and it's they sent us a flying grass type, which is jump love. We go with flame charge and raising our speed as if we weren't fast enough. But two attacks would have killed, and this guy, oh, his potion spams me so much. It could be a very tiny 30-second battle, but no, this guy just throws potions all the time, like fertilizers and potion on his grass type Pokemon. I mean, come on, Jump Love has to go out. You have to understand this. Two super potions won't help your situation. And Fletchy is a level 40. He sends out his signature Go-Goat. Not riding on it, unfortunately, but just battling with it. We take 2 attacks and avoid an attack and almost take out Go-Goat. No, we do take out Go-Goat. And Croaky gets a lot of level ups because the XP share is on, and honestly should have switched it off. It's too easy for me right now. Weeping Bell is out. Just like the previous gym battle, my star Talonflame takes this one out too. We get our 4th gym badge without even worrying too much. And honestly, Caleb keeps interrupting our gym battles like this. Anyway, we slide out of this gym and onwards to our next achievable adventure. But before that, we have to finally get involved into Team Flare Grunt being in some desert and bothering everybody with the electricity shoot. We cannot go to our 5th gym badge because they have turned down the power. I mean, everybody just blames Clement for this, but the truth is that they did some shenanigans here, and as heroes of this game and heroes in general, we have to solve everybody's problems. So we fight Team Flare Grunts. I have this all the Team Flare Grunts have red hair. So do they pick people who already have red hair, or is it that they have to dye their hair just to get in? But anyway, we do beat the first Team Flare Grunt, who tells us the location of the key that we need to enter. And I honestly cannot skate in a desert. It just drives me insane. But we go get the power plant first. They are not even trying to hide the key. It's literally right next to the guy. I mean, walk 5 steps and we are inside the Kalos power plant. We have a couple of team Flame admins. Okay, Team Flare admins. I cannot pronounce their name. I keep forgetting. They're so forgettable. Okay, you guys are just Team Magma people in fancier outfits and fancier names. Honestly, Team Magma was so much better. I really don't like this game too much. I guess that's finally showing. But we beat these fancy sci-fi Team Flare admins one by one because I have a Talonflame. Honestly, you guys are fire. Apparently, well, Flare is fire types, right? But they don't specify their types, I guess. They're just red for Lysandra's reasons. There's no backstory there, honestly. Probably there is, but none that I know of. Anyway, Croaky takes care of the Team Flare shenanigans, and we can finally get out of the desert into the awesome Lumosity. But before that, I have no idea why these two are here. Finally, we can enter Lumosity and battle Clement, where his sister keeps on kind of being his personal assistant and motivating Clement here, who has a lot of gear. And Emolga is his opening Pokemon, which frankly Rhyhorn is fine with. Rhyhorn has a rock type moves which we use, and a few rock blasts kind of clears our way for against Emolga. It just has aerial ace, cannot use electric type attacks. We are good to go. Now this is the Pokemon that after a long time gives us a lot of trouble, and that is Helios. It doesn't look like much, but this sun-absorbing electric Pokemon has a Grass Knot and takes out Rhyhorn in one shot. We did not see that coming. Next, I send out Absol because that's what I do in problem situations where I don't know the type. And Absol does a lot of decent damage to Helios, but its Thunderbolt is really strong. It does a crit hit, takes out Sol, and of course we send out our tank Vivi, who, oh my god, the amount of damage it can take, who now has Moon Blast, so it's basically unbeatable. And Clement Potion spams us again, we lower its attack, then we go on just Moon Blasting it. It's somehow faster than VV, I have no idea how did it do that, but Moon Blast kind of does our job pretty decently. VV is unfortunately paralyzed for a bit, but it might cry as it seems. It does not unfortunately end up beating Helios, and I am at a loss because of course now it's Fletchy. Even though Fletchy is faster, it does take Helios down, and we are almost in the clear. And it sends out a Magneton, and we're like, oh, Fletchy is faster, Fletchy is a fire type, we shouldn't have a problem here. But no, Magneton survives and does a huge thick thunderbolt, which takes out my poor awesome Talonflame. We are just left with Croaky. I honestly thought that I might have to do this battle again, but Croaky just takes out the Magneton. It's amazing. Thankfully, he just has those 3 Pokemon, and we get our 5th gym badge, which is the voltage badge. I like the naming, they are very suited to the gyms, like in most cases they are not. Anyway, we head towards 11, I want to say 11 town. Before that, of course, Caleb wants to challenge me again. Oh, he just does not give up. I have to be honest here, I do not like Caleb's team. It's just 3 Pokemon. We have 5 badges. Come on, add more Pokemon. You can have 6. Why are you not catching any more? Anyway, his Meowstic is decently strong. I definitely have to try Meowstic in one of my gameplays. I've never done that. It takes out Rhyhorn as usual. I really need to do more training with Rhyhorn with battles. And anyway, we send out our Absol, who obviously takes out the psychic type very easily. He sends out his finally 3rd evolution starter Pokemon, Chestnut, which I can pronounce. And we send out Fletchy, our Talonflame, who does its normal fire type and flying type attacks. It's just a grass type. Flame Body does its job. We are fine with it. This is home ground. We know what to do. And Chestnut faints. Fletchy got a lot of XP, and so did everybody else. He's just left with Absol, which we love pitting against our Absol, Sorcerer, because as I mentioned before, superior Absol. We have a little bit of a slash battle for a while, and his Absol is clearly a bit more trained than it was before, but of course, superior Absol does its magic. Caleb takes up so much of my battling time in this entire game. I don't know why does he keep coming. I think this is from where the gen kind of does not have stronger opponents. Like, look at Shauna, nobody wants her as an opponent. It's just, I mean, even the dancing guy is a better opponent. His Corphish honestly gives me nightmares. But more than nightmares, we go to the scary house and do our stuff. But we are heading for the 6th gym badge and the debut gym of a fairy type, because this is the game that debuted fairy type. And we go into a creepy dollhouse and want to fight against Valerie. That seems normal. And she brings out a Mobile, which is part fairy type from this game. We send out Rhyhorn thinking it's part steel and part fairy type, which should do damages, but the steel type kind of survives a lot and does a lot of strong attacks. We do Rock Blast against it. I really just want Rhyhorn to level up into a Rhyhorn, and I throw the poor girl into a lot of battles. She honestly does try her best. It's not her fault. I mean, since we are allowed only gym battles, that's why we keep throwing her into the first battle, and Valerie keeps hyper pushing her Pokemon. And unfortunately, Rhyhorn's Bulldoze is just not cutting it. And his Crunch does cut it. Unfortunately, Rhyhorn faints. And now we are out of patience, so we send out Fletchy, which we probably in hindsight should have done before because fire type. Next, Valerie sends out Mr. Mime. I am so surprised. It's just because of this gym battle that I find out Mr. Mime is also a fairy type. As if clowns weren't scary enough, you give a fairy addition to that. Oh my god, it's so creepy. Absol, please take it out. Mr. Mime is so creepy. The only Mr. Mime that I probably like is the one Ash's mom has. It seems normal. Everybody else is just creepy. I hate clowns. Anyway, she sends out her Sylveon, and so do we. I love same type, same Pokemon battling against each other, seeing who's the stronger Pokemon and the better trainer, obviously. And in this case, it's why? Because we do one charm, but she keeps on doing a charm, and my Moonblast is definitely superior to her Dazzling Gleam. I mean, she is so smug giving me the Dazzling Gleam TM later on, and I'm like, my Pokemon knows Moonblast. Really? I don't need that TM. Thanks for asking. Oh, the TMs here are also reusable, like they have started in the 5th gen. Anyway, we get our 6th gym badge, 2 more to go. But before we go to Anastar City, the Pokeball factory is taken over by Team Flare for God knows what reasons. They work. I honestly don't even read anymore by this point of time. I just go in and battle. I don't know who I am. I don't know what everything is, but all I know, I must fight. And fight as I will, I send out Rhyhorn. We did have a couple of battles before fighting the main boss, Team Flares. And that's how Rhyhorn ends up being poisoned, and I completely forget. But I switch it out and send out Fletchy because, of course, fighting type. Flame Body does its trick, and we are almost going to take it out with Irrelease. And it's out. Oh, these guys are so bad at their jobs. Anyway, it sends a Houndoom. No Mega Evolution to see here. For a game that introduced Mega Evolution, they rarely show us too much of it. I mean, only really strong trainers have those Mega Evolutions in this game. I mean, there are a lot of Pokemon that can Mega Evolve, but I think Houndoom might be in the 3rd gen. I mean, later on after these games, maybe not in this game, I'm not sure. Anyway, we beat these guys who I have honestly no idea why they're at the Pokeball factory. Oh yeah, they probably want a stronger Pokeball for legendaries. We have a double battle with Caleb here. We beat all the team players, admins that were left here in the Pokeball factory, and they vanish immediately like these games too. So the Pokeball designer gives us a Master Ball and a Big Nugget option. Of course, we are not money hungry, so we go for the Master Ball because we might need it for a certain legendary we want to catch. Anyway, we are here at Route 17 training our team religiously for the next battle, and against a doublet, I send out Soul, who takes it out in an instant, and thereafter Rhyhorn leveling up to level 42, which finally leads Rhyhorn into evolving into its second final form. I do not have Trade Evolution involved here, so Rhyhorn will be till Rhyhorn and learning Hammer. I did not involve Rhyhorn's evolution. I'm so bad at names. Anyway, we save the Abomasnow from Team Flare Grunts. Why are there so many Team Flare Grunts here? Okay, they are basically collecting the Mega Stones and Mega Bracelet Stone, I want to say. Like, there are 2 things. One the trainer has and one the Pokemon has individually each. Anyway, we use our new Rhyhorn who's leveled up. I mean, I'm so happy. It finally did evolve. It took forever. And we beat the Grunts, and now it's Team Flare Mabel whom we have to beat with against her Houndoom, and we have a Rhyhorn with Hammer Arm. We are not even worried here. Look at it go, it's amazing. Once it's evolved, it's a completely different Pokemon. I mean, yeah, it is a completely different Pokemon, but still it's freaking awesome. Abomasnow also gives us its Abomacide. You could have just joined my team with it. And of course, Caleb interrupts me right before a gym battle. Caleb, you have the worst timing in battles ever. Anyway, we this time send out the correct typing because we really just want to get our 7th gym badge at this point of time. Caleb's team is honestly not impressive, especially just add more Pokemon, buddy. I mean, finally he has like 1 more Pokemon, just 4 team members. It's sad. He also gets a Vaporeon. I think he caught a Eevee and went with the water type. Vaporeon is a decently good choice, so we send out our Eevee, who attacks with a moon blast. We literally throw a moon at Vaporeon. Like Thanos throws it on Iron Man and we win. Like he did. And VB is level 51. Next, he has left, I think he has only Absol left, I want to say. Yeah, so he has only Absol left, and we send out our newly evolved Pokemon who has Hammer, and we finally have a fighting type move in our arena. That was amazingly easy. I have to say, I really should have switched off the XP share. But now we are at the gym battles against Olympia, who is a psychic type, and Sigilif, we don't take too much time in taking it out because it's notoriously strong. So Croaky does it with 2 rock type moves, and now it's against Slowking. Since we don't have any electric type or grass type, I send out Vivi. Any situation I feel I don't have the type matching, I send out my fairy type, because fairy types are freaking strong in this game. Honestly, they have been given way too much power. We Moonblast the Slowking for a bit, but unfortunately it does a yawn and we are put to sleep before taking the Slowking out. Olympia, of course, potion spams us in this time span and we cannot use any items, so we just wait for Vivi to wake up, who does because it loves me. And even though it keeps doing Calm Mind without any attacks, Vivi takes out Slowking with about 3 Moonblasts, but again it does a potion spam on us. We are just losing patience, it's just putting us to sleep, and we could have easily taken out without the potions, so we just lose patience, send out Soul, it ends everything. I should have done that in retrospect before, but I was kind of saving it for the last Pokemon. I always keep the main Pokemon for emergency scenarios. Anyway, we send out Fletchy, who's at 53. I mean, that's a decently amazing level for a 7th gym. And Flame Wheel does a lot of damage. We are faster, so we have no problem taking out the 3rd Pokemon. It's amazing. The 7th gym leader has only 3 Pokemon. Seems a bit odd. She should have more. I almost think that Calum is going to battle me after a gym battle as well. But he just tells me that I have to say Open Sesame and go into Team Flare Lysandre Labs because he's up to no good. He's a main villain. Surprise, surprise. I mean, look at his hair. Look at how spiky his hair and his beard is. Of course, he's the villain. Anyway, I think this is our first battle with Lysandre. He has 4 Pokemon and opens with a Mifu. I like Mifus, I have used them, they're decently good fighting types, but our Fletchy takes it out. Now his Gyarados is the one that can Mega Evolve, but does not do it in this instance. However, it does intimidate us. And I send out my Water type, who gets a lot of damage done to it. I reconsider my approach, and then we get lucky and Gyarados gets confused with his own outrage. We switch over to Phoebe because we have no idea what to do here and we don't have any advantage, but its Iron Head kind of puts us in a flinching spell and we don't attack for a bit, but Vivi is annoyed and does a Moonblast, speeding up our process. Now against Murkrow, I send Rhyhorn, who I'm much more confident with now. We honestly had a rough patch, but we are in cohorts now. We're just syncing up, working together amazingly. And the signature Pyro Lion equivalent Gen 6 Pokemon is thrown at us, which is literally, I think that's how Team Flare got its name, just, lion Pokemon, that's why. We don't teach Tailwind to Fletchy, and Lysandre is sad he got beaten by a expressionless girl, but Vi is a very strong girl. She has very strong convictions as well. So to beat these guys, we go downstairs and meet a 8-foot person who tells us a lot of things, that he developed a flower looking crystal machine which can annihilate all things. Strange thing to be, but we go ahead and try to stop Lysandre to tell him that please don't do that, it will ruin everything, we don't want to ruin the world. Frankly, he has kind of the same plan as Cyrus from Gen 4, and the only difference is that we kind of new Cyrus is bad from the beginning, and story-wise, even though he looks bad and we were pretty sure he's the main villain, Lysandre did make the Holocauster. I still question the name. And kind of proceeds in the game as a good guy initially. Even the hot professor who gave our starter thinks he's good, but he's not. Anyway, we beat his head scientist almost, but Malamar kind of takes out my Rai and we send out Fletchy with Flame Charge. Malamar is part psychic, part dog type, something we thought Rai might take care of, but unfortunately we have to send out Sorcerer, who does a lot of damage before going out. Oh, this Malamar is strong. We send out Vivi to finish things off, and Vivi is very happy about finishing things off at level 57. Finally we can proceed. So he kind of red button, blue buttons us into opening the ultimate weapon. And it's surprise, it's Geosage Town. Like, there's a whole town around a nuclear weapon. That is a bad thing. I mean, scan the town first for the weapon. Did they not check it underground for giving any signatures of it? But it opens into a kind of pointy crystal flower machine, which is the ultimate weapon, and they want to annihilate everything here. Now we battle this Team Flare Grunt. Honestly, he's the only security these guys have right before the main weapon operation center. I mean, they literally leave like one grunt with one gold bat, and we're like, okay, that's your defense, we're coming in this game, honestly. And then we find out Lysandre is monologuing in front of a weird looking white tree, which turns out to be it's going to be our 6th and final capture of this game, Zornias. And he goes monologuing, nobody cares, I honestly just want to go and get my capture, but he will not let me go so easily and will battle me again. But this time his Pokemon somehow evolved in between those two times. I beat him both the times. How did his Pokemon evolve? This is weird. Anyway, we go ahead and take out Misha in one shot. Next is his Gyarados again, and we decide to switch out to Vivi, who in turn is intimidated and iron-headed. We realize that Ironhead is strong against fairy types and takes out our poor Vivi. Next, we send out Solsol because Solsol is hard hitting and it takes out Gyarados in one shot. His second last Pokemon I want to say is the Lion Pyroar, who has Unnerve, and we use a Surf against it because we either wish we can't use items, so Unnerve is kind of pointless. And his Murkrow also evolved into a Honchkrow. What is with him, his Pokemon evolving in such a short span of time? It took me forever with Rhyhorn. It does a Steel Wing, but we do a Rock Blast, and pretty much almost there. Steel Wing again and Rock Blast again. Repeating moves do work. Rhyhorn is level 52. And thereafter beating Lysandre. Honestly, dude, let me go and get my 6th Pokemon, that is the legendary. I mean, this is one of the few times where the protagonist actually gets to have the legendary and use it for a bit. And we finally look at how the weird tree grows legs and turns into a walking, talking Pokemon, who has very shiny horns, I would say. I wanted to say crown, but I went with horns instead. Crown, horns, sure. Antlers. That's what I wanted to say. Anyway. So this time we make an exception for the first time and decide to battle Zornias in order to capture it instead of just throwing the Master Ball and ending all the fun, which I haven't done in quite a while in these challenges. We get Zornias at the point where we finally want to start throwing Pokeballs, and we switch over to Fletchy for a bit more stability. And it's finally there where we can capture it, and I honestly did not believe it myself. One luxury ball does the trick. This is the only Pokeball I throw and Zornia is captured. And I name it Sorcerer, but in the manga it barely kind of follows it around too much. It's lost to Lysandre, so we don't use it anywhere outside this final boss battle against him. And He has, why does he have weird fly robot thingies coming out of his backpack? Anyway, Zornias takes out the fighting type Misha, and we switch out against Sorcerer and send out Rai for the same trick which we used. It uses Steel Wing. This time Rock Blast takes it out in one shot. He sends out a Pyro, and we send out Croaky, and we just need Surf at this point to take it out, which it does. Pyro has really bad defenses. I have no idea why is there a fire background to this. And finally, the moment we've been waiting for, this Gyarados Mega evolves. Oh, it's been forever since I saw Mega Evolution in this game. I think the last one was probably Lucario. Anyway, Zorcer, I kind of am not used to Zorcer, and unfortunately, gets taken out by the Mega Gyarados. So we send out VV, forgetting about the Iron Head, but it misses because it loves me so much. And we do a quick attack trying to take it out. Unfortunately, it doesn't cut it. And we take out another quick attack, which does cut it. This Pokemon loves me so much. It just dodges everything. It had such a revenge against the Gyarados that it took out Mega Gyarados on its own. FBV is just freaking amazing. What are those fly things right above his head? They do not... Oh, I think they are the ones who made the atmosphere all fiery. Anyway, we beat him and he, in his fit of anger, destroys the machine itself. I have no idea about the physics of it, but the beam does not destroy Geosend, only destroys the machine. Which is good news for us because I honestly don't want to be here if something wrong had happened, because I mean it's kind of on my shoulders right now. I'm the one who built Lysandra and he destroyed the machine. And finally it's time for the 8th gym badge. I can't believe it. With all the distractions, we can finally battle Warcraft against for the 8th gym badge, who is a ice type trainer. It opens up with the Abomasnow. I wish it would have Mega Evolved. For a game that introduced Mega Evolution, it barely uses it. Anyway, of course, Fletchy takes it out in one shot. Next is Cryogonal. We send out Rai because Hammer Arm. So it's hammer time. Amazing. Rai tries to do that, but unfortunately he's taken out because of his weakness against Ice Beam. Poor thing did not even get to attack. And we send out Fletchy, of course, who is faster than everyone else. The weather kind of takes a toll on us, and this Pokemon just won't go out. It's such a iceberg Pokemon. Our look is it just takes out Fletchy, and Fletchy does not go down quietly, right, landing a burn on it, and so we end up with Sol, hyper potioning us again. This Pokemon just won't go out. It takes us a lot of attacks, and offensively our look is not too much. It's just his defense is so annoying. It keeps on building up its defense, and the gym leader keeps on potion spamming us that it takes us forever. But Sol has little patience, as I do, and we finally get our 8th gym match. It feels forever, and now we finally get a decent TM as well, which is Ice Beam. We slide out of this gym. There's so much skating and sliding in this game, which is amazing, and we are finally ready for the Pokemon League, which we were waiting for. We cross the Victory Road, enter Pokemon League, heal up, potion up. We can use potions in between battles, but not inside battles. And wow, the Pokemon League looks amazing. We skate through this, and as we enter, we realize there are 4 doors. So Malva tells us that we have to beat all 4 in any sequence we prefer. That again, this also started in Gen 5, where we could choose our opponents, which Elite Four, which sequence we want to go with. So we choose the first one, being Steel type, I want to say. He looks like a proper knight. Wickstrom. Okay, interesting name. He opens up with the keychain Pokemon Kefling, who after this will definitely lose his keys, but he full restore spams us. Of course, we're in the big leagues. They're going to full restore spam us in this case. And our Pokemon knows Flamethrower now, which is amazingly handy. He switches to Probopass, which I think is, I thought it was like Rock and Electric. Maybe it's Rock and Steel. I have no idea what typing Probopass is. Anyway, it paralyzes Croaky and unfortunately it faints. So we switch to Rai with Hammer Arm at our disposal and takes out Probopass. Next is Edgy Slash. We switch it out for Sol because it's part Ghost type. This is a signature Pokemon who builds up its defense and we attack it directly. It has Sacred Sword and Soul takes it. I honestly did not see the Sacred Sword coming. I was like, oh, Soul is definitely dead. Well, against Scizor, we switch out and send out our Fire Flying type, which is honestly Flamethrower. Scizor, you do the math. We have no problem beating the very first elite. Oh wow, this was good. I love the designs that they have going on. Next, we go to the Dragonmark chamber. Oh, so fancy. And the fog and the dragon wing is so nice. Oh, it's amazing. Anyway, we head down. It's such a sad thing because this dragon Dracena is a decent elite four, but because of the fairy type advantages, we obviously take it out pretty easily. I do open up with Croaky because I don't want to make things too easy, and we ice beam the first Pokemon out. Next, against Altaria, I thought I'll experiment a bit and send out Rai with the rock type moves because it's part flying. Dragon and part flying, yes. So it does take a bit while, in spite of Stone Edge being a decently strong move, it tries to put us to sleep but it does not land. Then I lose patience obviously and send out Vivi. Because we all are here to see fairy types defeat dragon types, which Vivi does in one shot. And for no burn, I also keep Vivi around, who does try to attack. I mean, it's just so sad. He's a good dragon type Pokemon and just taken out by a fairy type advantage. Even Dragion is a decently strong Pokemon, but Vivi takes it out. We have absolutely no problem here. Next, 2 down, 2 more to go. She bids us adieu. And we go to the third one, which is the Flood Chamber. So basically, if I lose, this guy's going to drown me. I think at this rate he's going to drown me before we battle. Wow, he has a clear-cut victory. So this guy who looks like Lockhart from the Harry Potter second movie Chamber of Secrets, it's actually Cybold, who sends out Cloncer. Wow, I have no idea about Gen 6 Pokemon. Anyway, it's strong enough, has a cannon for a hand and takes out our starter. But next we send out Vivi because we are quite upset about it taking out our starter. Vivi senses that and takes it out. Next is a Gyarados, which I don't think so is going to Mega Evolve here. I'm not sure yet because I mean they are the elites, shouldn't they Mega Evolve? Anyway, I did teach Sol Thunderbolt just for this occasion. And Sol is freaking strong. Thunderbolt is not even its type and it's landing its attack wonderfully, lands a paralysis and we take the Gyarados out easy peasy. Next is a Barbarnacle. I want to say, I think it's a part poison type. We send out Vivi even though we know it's weak against the poison type moves, but it strangely does not do any poison type. I think it's part rock type. Anyway, next is Stormy. We send out our dog type Sol because it's part psychic type. We do an attack and it lands one shot. My team is really strong by now, honestly, just by trainer battles. We are 3 down, 1 more elite to go, and we go to the fire chamber. And so Malva here, according to the manga, is actually sort of tied up with Team Flare, but here in the game and I think in the anime series as well is not related. She's just elite in both of these situations, but in the manga she's under Team Flare. Anyway, we take out its Pyroar in the one shot. Next is Talonflame. We are very well versed with that Pokemon. So we send out Rai, who survives a huge attack and does take out Talonflame in one shot. Next is Torkoal, and a Pokemon we were not expecting to see here. But it's a nice welcome change. The 3rd gen Torkoal is out before I can realize how awesome it is to see it. Next is Chandelier, one of my favorite fire types and ghost type Pokemon. We send out Sol. It does land a flame body, but we take it out in one shot. And before we know it, we are done with all the elites. Why don't the elites have 6 Pokemon? I honestly don't know that. Anyway, we probably die and go to heaven because this Radiant Chamber reminds us. I mean, it looks like every description a huge cathedral or heaven would have. But we are here against one of the champions I'm not a huge fan of, Diantha. She has a mixed team and she is definitely no Cynthia. She opens up with a decent Pokemon Halucha fighting flying type, but Croaky takes it out in one shot. Next is Gudra. We send out BV because Gudra is a dragon type, which actually hangs on to its dear life in front of BV. She does full restore spam us, but Moonblast will Moonblast. I mean, poor thing. I feel bad for dragon types in this game. Like, BB just takes them out cold blooded with dropping a moon on them all the time. Next Pokemon is also part dragon type, so we keep BB around. By now, we are just, going with the rolling with the hits with our Pokemon. Next, she goes with the Aurorus. I do like this Pokemon, but it's kind of weak. Even though it's part ice type, part rock type, Fletchy does a lot of flamethrowers. Unfortunately, is almost taken out by a thunder. But being type disadvantage, it takes 2 thunders to take out my awesome strong flying type. I am so sad about it. I just should have sent Rai because Hammer Arm kind of does my job in almost one shot. The Blizzard thankfully misses, and 2 Hammer Arms after, we are almost done. Now Gorgeist. Against Gorgeist we would have sent our flying type, but it unfortunately is taken out, so we send out Sorcerer because it's also part ghost type, and Sorcerer will not keep quiet. I mean, Sorcerer really wanted to battle. I wish I could have mega evolved it. Anyway, I was saving Sorcerer mainly for this Pokemon. Gardevoir, in spite of how Diantha is as a trainer, Gardevoir and Mega Gardevoir especially is amazing. I'm a huge Gardevoir fan. And takes out Soul. I mean, come on, who takes out Soul? So we send out Fairy via Fairy, and we just keep throwing moons at each other, but I ended with a bite. Oh, this has been such an easy challenge, I have to say, but it's been fun. I mean, I got a really strong team. In these challenges, I don't get a well-rounded strong team. So it was, I have to say, a real pleasure to have a decent team for a change. But all my Pokemon that I've ever trained are amazing, and we enter the Hall of Fame with our amazing team, and finally ended this challenge making X a Pokemon League champion. But this game has one final battle before it can call it quits, and I can't believe all the 5 kids. They give an entire party for 5 kids, like there's a parade and everything. It's amazing. And all of Kalos thanks us for some odd reason. Oh yeah, we did save them. No other region has ever thanked me with a parade for saving them. This is the first region that has actually done that. Anyway, AZ, the 8 feet old Pokemon trainer person who started all of this machine shenanigans, throws his Torkoal at us and then throws a Golduck at us, which we take out using a Croaky. Honestly, how tall is this guy? He also has a Sigilyph that we get a bit apprehensive about because they're very good Pokemon. So we send out Sol with a Night Slash and we take it out. It was not very difficult to be honest. I was just hyping it too much. But with our battling, the hearts of his Flabebe opens and it returns to him after I don't know how many centuries. Wow. Okay, we help this really old, tall guy get its... Oh, sorry, Floette. Not Flabebe, it's evolved. And that's how we end this challenge with reuniting, getting a parade by you for saving the region. We rarely get a parade in any other game. But here, finally, it's Finn. Thank you everyone for watching. Please do like and subscribe to my channel. And stay tuned, I'm going to upload more of my Can You Beat challenges from the manga series. You guys are all awesome. I'm going to see you guys real soon. Bye!